Hi, I'm Canna and welcome to my channel Sugar Mama TV. Hi everyone, so I want to talk today about a very fashionable and increasingly popular investment trend, and that is rent investing, becoming a rent investor. I want to talk about what it's all about, the pros, the cons, the risks, how to best reduce those risks, and my overall thoughts and opinion of this movement, whether I think it's a good idea or not. But before I launch into that, I just want to tell you about a really exciting event coming up. It's the Mindful Money book launch. It's going to be a really fun event, really relaxed. It's in collaboration with the Grace Tales, being held at the Makeup Institute. Now at the event it's quite small, so there's only a limited number of tickets, and I will be talking about financial independence, financial freedom, passive income through knowing what your mindful money number is. And this is going to be a fantastic opportunity for me to finally get to meet you in person, because your commitment, your dedication, your feedback to my channel has fueled my motivation, my determination, and my passion to actually making this book actually be written. It's a massive opportunity for me to thank you guys. If you'd like to come to the event, I've put the details linked below in the video description box. Everyone who comes to the event will be walking away with a goodie bag worth over $200. And if you would like to come to the event but it's not logistically or geographically possible, that's okay. You can actually buy a digital ticket, so you can watch the event in the comfort of your own home at a time that suits you, and you can also submit your questions beforehand so I make sure I cover them at the event. So there's absolutely no missing out for you whatsoever. Now let's talk about rent investing. What is all the hype about? Well, rent investing is a new movement where people are foregoing the traditional idea of buying their own home, moving into it, and paying it off over time. They're saying, stuff this, I really like where I'm living right now, even though I'm renting. Not that there's anything wrong with renting whatsoever, but I really want to build a diversified portfolio of property. Now, this gives people a fantastic opportunity to keep the same flexibility and choice and freedom through renting, whilst also building up their financial asset base. Hopefully over time those properties increase in value. You've got a passive income stream which all contributes to your mindful money number, and hopefully you've also got some good tax deductions coming your way, such as depreciation. And this is particularly popular for people who live in a certain area they really love, but for whatever reason can't afford to or don't want to buy in that area. If you're buying a property to live in, or if you're buying a property to rent out, you still have to go through the same procedures. For example, you still have to have a deposit. Banks are really strict now. They want to see that you are wise and responsible with money and you have a good sense of self-discipline. So you must be able to show that you have the ability to save a deposit that you can prove to them through your bank statement. The next thing is you still need to go through all the same hoops of fire in applying for finance. You need to be able to show your tax returns, pay slips, contracts, credit card statements, pretty much everything and anything to show that you are able to borrow this money and you're also able to pay it off over time. If you're going to do this, you might be foregoing some government incentives by buying an investment property such as the First Homeowners Grant. Those grants are normally for people who are buying a property that they're going to move into straight away. And of course, there are some risks involved when it comes to any type of investing, particularly around property. I explain a lot of these risks in my book, as well as strategies to try and reduce them, which I'm going to share with you a few of them right now. Property is a long-term investment. If you're going to buy property, you need to hold it for at least 10 years. If you need to come up with some money quickly and you don't have enough emergency money set aside, you have to sell the whole entire property, which triggers capital gains tax and also triggers marketing expenses and agent fees and so forth. If you're going to do this, you need to know that you're going to buy that property and you're going to hold it for a very long time. What happens if you are in between tenants for an extended period of time? You need to make sure that you can still service the interest and the mortgage repayment on that property. And then of course you have the diversification risk. If you are buying just one property, that means temporarily all your money is tied up in that one property. You've put all your eggs in one basket. So you are really banking on that investment being a good investment. You need to make sure you bought the right apartment in the right block. But the good news is all these risks that I've just talked about are actually manageable to a certain degree. The first thing is making sure that you always have some emergency money set aside for when you are in between tenants. The second thing is to always factor in an interest rate rise into your mortgage repayments so that you know that if interest rates go up, you can always service and reduce those loans. The next thing is to make sure that you diversify. As your property is coming down, you're paying it off, you're building lots of equity, it's working really well for you, you start to look at diversifying, spreading your eggs so that you can take some risk off the table. And then another great trick to try and reduce the risk when it comes to becoming a rent investor, and that is to make sure that your loans are set up on principal and interest. I'm not a big fan of negative gearing properties. It's not building authentic financial freedom through passive income for you because it's costing you money. Make sure that your properties are building equity, not just from the capital growth, but from the actual loan reducing over time. And now you're probably wondering, like, Candace said all these great things about rent investing, but she's also talked about all these risks, but how to reduce those risks. And do I think rent investing is a good idea? I think it's a great idea. In a nutshell, I think it gives people the opportunity that may not necessarily have been able to whilst renting or wanting to buy in an area they want. It means they can still build and buy long-term passive income streams. I think that's very powerful because I want you to be building and buying passive income streams and never in a situation where you get caught short and you have to then forego or sell some of your assets. My book is about building wealth, not about going backwards. When it's done wisely and carefully and you've thought everything out and protected yourself to the best of your ability, yes, I think this is a great way. But my one big point is always make sure you diversify. Never put all your eggs in one basket. It doesn't have to be one or the other. But make sure you're always bringing your key focus and your key direction back towards your money mindful number. What is the passive income number that you want to build up over time that's going to give you true, authentic financial freedom? The whole point about what I'm trying to teach you is to become stronger, wiser, more sensible with money so that you have complete, authentic financial freedom through passive income. All right, everyone, I hope this really shed some light on the way of investing through rent investing. I use real case studies in the book, which you can follow along to your heart's content in helping build your own financial freedom. So grab yourself a copy the moment it hits the bookshops. All right, everyone, have a great week. I'll speak to you later. Ciao for now.